Afternoon, colleagues.
Afternoon, morning.
Morning. Thanks for joining us, guys, and apologies for the slight delay. Welcome to the captain's virtual press briefing leading up to our game against Ulster tomorrow. With me, I've got head coach Ivan van Rooyen and captain Burger Odendaal. So without any further delay, you can start with your questions. Thank you.
Even if we can start, the reason behind keeping Evia at fly half and Fred on the bench.
Hi there, Jan. Yeah, well, obviously, first up, we're really happy to have Fred here, for him to join us. Evia had a good game last weekend. We felt it's the right thing to do to keep him there, and also Fred only really training with us the first time on Monday. There's quite a bit of detail that's changed and how we go about things the last 3-4 weeks. We just felt that it would have been unfair to throw Fred into the deep end from the beginning, but also saying that it's nice to see Fred taking charge. So in training session on Tuesday, especially when we really trained for the first time quite hard, and then also his goal kicking obviously is awesome. So excited to give Fred a good go. Hopefully at the end of the game when we get the opportunity to close the game off.
And the one is the other one is at in the front row.
It was just a rotation. Yanni played well that 40 minutes. We laid a good foundation in the set piece. Looking at Ulster, that last 20-30 minutes, they really play a high-pace game. They tend to kick and suffocate you, and when the game gets on, they play a nice, attractive, attacking, quick game. So just rotation, get Karlu to start and get us off to a good start, and then invaluable opportunity for us to play Kingspan against Ulster and get some great experience under the belt, but also I think in the loose he could be a point of difference for us.
And finally, one from me. You obviously had a chance to watch Ulster against South African teams. You touched on how they play. Anything specific that you think you need to be aware of or alert to this week?
I think it's pretty clear to see from the Irish teams in how they approach things. I also think it's no coincidence that the last 3-4 years all four of the teams are right up there on the log. All four of them, but especially if you go specific to Ulster, they've got every weekend they're in the top half of ball in play. They, like I said, they kick very well. They can put you under pressure with their kicking game, and then they've got a very good skill set on attack.
Ons het onsself nou gewip omdat ek gesê ek gaan dit nie nou post nie.
Marizon, can you mute? Sorry.
It's just not quite funny. Sorry. So no, they play great at attacking brand, ball in hand, very good skill set. They thrive on good quick ball, and they want to create mismatches outside wide with exciting backs. So it's probably going to be our toughest test on tour in terms of the way they play, and if you look at the last 2 years of performance, but also opportunity for us to come in with a plan, and with the team. I think our performance has increased weekly. We were a little bit off against Scarlets, but I think last week we were a lot more physical. We played in a lot better areas. Obviously, not happy yet with skill set under pressure. Something we worked hard on this week as well. So we got to look after the ball a bit better. But I think the intent and the physicality last week from our side was a lot better.
Rugby, if you can just touch on defence, Ivan spoke about what you expect from Ulster. Can you touch on how important defence is going to be? And then I'll stop.
Yeah, no, defense is going to be massive. And we also said this week, we're not going to treat it like the last week of tour. We're going to see it as a finals week. And Coach Jock also hammered on it in this week that defense is going to win the game for us. So it's going to be massive for us. I think, like Coach also said, the Scarlets game, we weren't good. And we made a step up against Glasgow. So we just want to keep on improving and hopefully give another massive performance on defense this weekend.
Hi, Coach. It's Morgan. I just want to ask just a couple of questions. The first one is Russ ahead of Wandisile. Why is that again?
Yeah, I think that there's many. I think he had a good game last weekend. Same thing as I said with Asa is hopefully we can apply a different form of pressure in the first 50, 60 minutes and the last 20, 30 minutes, maybe apply pressure through a different source. Unfortunately, the last week, we felt that last 20, 30 minutes, it was on the knife edge. And we had them under pressure and we wanted to keep that pressure. Hopefully Friday night's a different situation. And again, Wandy can come in and finish the game up for us. Bring that X factor of his, and hopefully that could be the deciding factor.
And then this question for both of you guys. Comparing this tour to what you previously experienced in Super Rugby, how have you found it? Was it more enjoyable? Was it an easier tour in the sense of the traveling and stuff like that? Also not being different time zones, etc., etc.
Yeah, so I think the time zones is a massive thing, especially week 3. You normally felt like you don't know where the tiredness came from, but it just hits you when you travel to Australia and New Zealand. So yeah, not having that time zones definitely makes a massive difference. I think we adapted quite well, especially the first 10 days in Italy that we basically had to isolate in the hotel. So it was also different from any other tour that we've experienced. But yeah, I think the guys really enjoyed it so far, being able to see different countries. And yeah, luckily we, in the last 2 weeks, we had an off day and we could actually go and do some sightseeing. So yeah, I think the guys really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's still a new journey for us. I mean, we don't know if we're going to come back to play here again, but so far I think the whole group really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Morgan, I think that the obvious difference is non-jet lag. Travel fatigue's a little bit less. So probably spend a little bit more time in the bus in Europe than we did in Super Rugby, but less flying time. So that is a little bit different. Then I think what's nice, just to echo what Berger said, it's apart from 1 or 2 or 3 guys, it's probably everyone's first professional rugby tour to the UK. So it's exciting, it's new. They speak 4 very different English versions. Besides listening to the Welsh and the Scots and the Irish, it's awesome picking up the accents and the personalities. We thoroughly enjoyed the trip over here. Facility-wise, I think it's nice to see awesome facilities. It's almost, and I say this with as much respect as I can, the simplicity and the effectivity of facilities is it's awesome to see. Experiencing new stadiums, 3,000 seater, 7,000 seater, 12,000 seater, but it feels like 50 to 60,000 people at Ellis Park or Loftus or wherever. So experiencing that is great. What's also nice about Europe, which is almost like New Zealand, is it's a rugby culture. So when you walk in the street or whatever, I won't say people recognize you, but they're curious. So they ask questions about are you a rugby team? You big, and then there's conversation there. So no, we really enjoyed our first trip. Hopefully we can finish it off well tomorrow.
Okay, I have two questions for you. Firstly, how's the Scottish whiskey from last week? I saw you guys did a tasting. Did you enjoy that? Is there any preference you have? And secondly, on a more serious note, you mentioned defense previously and its importance and stuff. I just wanted to get an idea. I mean, it's still in its infancy and early stages, but how have you guys enjoyed to gel under Coach Jock? Is he are you starting to feel that his philosophy is almost like starting to filter through now, and that you guys are enjoying that relationship?
Yeah, so I don't know why you want me to start off with the whiskey, but no, it was a really good experience. Like I said, the first 10 days we had to isolate in the hotels. So the URC helped us out with arranging the whiskey tasting at the hotel, which was really nice. It was a new experience for all of us. And I would say I have a specific preference, but I really enjoyed it. They had a specific 12 year that I really enjoyed. And yeah, then coming to the defense, I think we showed glimpses of good defense, especially in the first couple of games. Really let ourselves down against Scarlets. I think we just gave them too much time and space on the ball, and yeah, we didn't get any dominant hits in that game, I think. So it was a massive step up against Glasgow. The guys really matched up physically, put their bodies on the line, and I mean, we still made a couple of errors, 1v1 hits, and yeah, sometimes we made the wrong decision, gave them space to attack. But I think all the guys are understanding the system that Coach Jock wants us to follow. And yeah, I think if we stick to it, we've seen the reward that we can get from it. So the quicker we just stay in that system and yeah, keep working hard for the guy next to you, I believe we will reap the rewards on our defense.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. I've got a question for the coach. In terms of the learning curve that the URC provides, I mean, to what extent do you think your team is warm to it? Now, when I say team, I mean for players and for coaches. Obviously, it was very different. You know, how do you think the guys have sort of take on the learnings? How did they take it on board? And do you find that there's progress every week, that they sort of absorb everything and move forward?
Yeah, I think the learnings is huge. I must give a lot of credit to the guys. We have from after the Zebra game, we were quite tough on learning and learning quickly. I think the biggest difference that we felt at the previous 3 games is that the margins is so small. One individual making the wrong defensive decision. All these teams here play with about 8 to 10 plus international players, and the difference with international rugby is the decision making of the players. So their ability to capitalize on 1 or 2 areas is massive, and we made a lot of errors that second half against Zebra, and we made a lot of errors against Scarlets. And the thing that I enjoyed about the Glasgow performance is we started off also with about 3 or 4 individual errors, and the guys fighting for each other to fix it. And the way we fixed it throughout the game is pleasing to see. So there's been a lot of emphasis on detail. There's been a lot of emphasis on understanding exactly on what we want to do and what other teams want to do. So I think that was a big learning for this group. The last 4 weeks is in Currie Cup, for instance. There's almost another opportunity where at this level, you might not get another opportunity. So we had to learn that quickly. And also a challenge for us is to probably create a little bit more, to create our opportunities, whether it's in system or one-on-one opportunity. So when there's, sorry. So when everything is so equal, you still need to have the ability through X factor and one-on-one moments to create something.
Thanks.
Ivan Percival Young, Gedagte Burger. Ivan, kan ek jy vra na 3 weke nou, julle gaan in julle 4de week. Is julle tevrede met waar julle is tans in die kompetisie en ek vra nou 'n bietjie vraag wat ek nou wat u waarskynlik moet herhaal nou. Was dit sover 'n goeie leerskool vir julle as 'n span geweest?
First of all, eerstens hallo. Tevrede, ek sal nie sê ek dink die mense is ooit 100% tevrede nie. Ek dink ons was ongelukkig om nie laasweek met 4 punte weg te loop uit Skotland uit nie. Ek dink dit obviously sou dit nog beter gemaak het, maar tyd saam as 'n span, 4 weke saam op toer as 'n span, span wat gegroei het, span wat tyd saam gespandeer het. Ek dink as van die veld af, is dit regtig 'n goeie toer geweest. Ek dink die ouens was ongelooflik geweest. Hulle attitude soos hulle sê, vir die toer, vir die span, was regtig ongelooflik geweest. Ek sal nie sê ons is tevrede met 6 punte na die toer nie. Dis vir ons 'n geleentheid as mens 'n wen kan skraap teen 'n baie goeie Ulsterspan. En jy kan met 10 punte van die toer afkom, dan dink ek sou ons dit verseker vir die toer. As ek dink as hulle 10 punte vir ons geoffer het, sou ons dit gevat het.
As ek vir jou kan vra, Burger, as jy leier, wat hoop julle om wyser te word uit môre se wedstryd? Is natuurlik nog nie weer eens nie is 'n maklike wedstryd môre nie.
Ek wel, ja, ek dink ons wil weer eens nie te veel fokus op hulle nie. Dink ons, soos ek ook gesê het van ons verdediging, daar is stukke in die wedstryde wat ons wys wat ons kan doen, en ek dink ons wil net fokus om meer sulke geleenthede vir onsself te maak in 'n wedstryd. Ek dink die grootste leerskool vir ons hierso was, ons was so, ek dink die laaste paar jare het ons nou met COVID en alles het ons so teen dieselfde spanne die hele tyd gespeel, so jy het geweet wat om te verwag, en die kompetisie het jou weer forceer om aan nuwe goed, op nuwe goed te moet fokus. Elke span bring iets anders. So mens kan ook nie te veel fokus op elke nuwe span nie, want dan gaan jy elke week amper jou stelsel moet verander. So ja, ons sal ook net op onsself wil fokus, en ja, ek dink ons het ook eintlik vir onsself gesê, hierdie is die moeilikste wedstryd vir ons op toer. Ek dink Ulster is 'n briljante span, so dit raak ook nie makliker vir ons nie. En soos coach ook gesê het, ons gaan dit nie net sien as die laaste wedstryd nie. Ons het vir onsself gesê, ons gaan dit sien as 'n finaalweek. Ons wil regtig 'n uitslag of 'n resultaat kry die naweek. So ek dink die manne gaan opwees en hooplik kan ons hom deurtrek voor ons huis toe vlieg.
Baie dankie, sterkte man.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Everyone happy?
One final question, please.
Okay, go for it.
It's going, apparently the weather's going to be cold and wet tomorrow night. Does that inform a more forward dominated game, or are we just going to, or rather are you guys going to just take the chances as they come?
Hopefully a bit of both, to be honest. Hopefully we can create 1 or 2 chances of our own, where we be brave and we have a go, but also if you play against the wind or with the wind, that'll also have an influence. But to beat any team in this competition, and even more so the Irish teams, I think you have to get forward dominance first up, because otherwise they're going to get numbers on their feet, and they're just going to keep on defending and attacking you. So I think if tomorrow night's game is going to start in front anyway, and hopefully we can get a ascendancy there, and but also being brave and having a go out wide, even if it is a bit wet. We have really worked hard on handling the last 2-3 weeks in anyway, and most of our sessions was overcast and a little bit wet. So for the guys to train in this weather is good anyway. Yes, Ulster will be used to it a lot more, but hopefully it stays like today. A little bit overcasted and fresh, but not wet.
Ekskuus, ek het net nog een laaste vraag. Jy het gepraat oor julle aanval en hoe julle graag wil fokus daarop, jy weet, om nog steeds, jy weet, 'n bietjie meer ek wil amper sê slaankragte hê op jy weet in terme van die geleenthede wat my skep om dit af te rond en dinge, maar is dit ook 'n belangrike les daar in Europa ook om 'n bietjie perspektief te hê, dalk nou nie noodwendig julle nie, maar ook vir buitestanders. Jy weet dat in Europa is daar groot premie op verdediging. Dit is eintlik werklik moeilik om geleenthede te skep inherent in hierdie kompetisie.
Ja, wat interessant is ons die spanne, die tellings is omtrent dieselfde. So spanne wat wen teken omtrent dieselfde punte aan, spanne wat verloor teken omtrent dieselfde punte aan. Dit is nogal vir my nogal redelik opvallend. So dit beteken dit voel vir ons letterlik soos 'n oomblik of 2 en dit is 'n 7 punt of 'n 14 punt verskil. So dis nie noodwendig net eensaidig die hele tyd. So ek dink soos jy sê, territory is 'n groot les wat ons weer geleer het en net weer bevestiging oor gekry het. Veral die topspanne is 'n bietjie soos die Crusaders. Almal dink hulle is 'n span wat jy van minuut 1 af pap hardloop. Maar span soos Ulster speel verskriklik baie territory. Hulle speel baie min rugby in hulle helfte en forceer amper in foute in. So ons moes vinnig geleer het veral teen die skoleswedstryd, dit was dit soos 'n ontnigterende oomblik waar ons het geduld verloor in ons kicking game en hulle het net van ons daar vasgedruk, dan maak ons 'n fout, dan kry hulle 'n vaste faset in ons helfte en dis jy kan die excitement sien op hulle gesigte dan van hierdie geleentheid om te kapitaliseer. So vir ons dit kan dalk 'n bietjie boring voorkom, maar die span wat die eerste fout in sy eie helfte maak is amper geneig om dan punte af te staan. So en ek dink dit was een van die groot oomblikke in die wedstryd teen Glasgow ook gewees. Ons het 'n fout gemaak naby ons 22, hulle het 'n skram gekry, strafskop oorgeskop en dit het ons besluitneming in die laaste 3 minute verander. En dit sluit aan by hoekom ons ek wil amper sê trots is op die verdediging. Ek dink nie, ek wil nie 'n ding van maak nie, maar ek dink nie ons het 'n 3 afgestaan los nou nie. Ek weet daar was punte aangeteken, maar ons verdediging was regtig goed geweest in daai sin. So dis 'n trappie op vir ons. Ulster speel met baie tempo in die regte areas van die veld, baie tempo en in hulle halfgebied met hulle regtig 'n goeie kicking game wat jy onder druk sit.
Sorry guys, I've got one more for Burger if I can. It's got to do with refereeing error. And as captain, if you see something and the players see something where the referee has clearly erred, to what extent can you sort of encourage the ref to have a look or have a second look and get it sent upstairs again? I know there are very strict protocols about what you can't do, but as a player, as somebody on the field, how far can you push it?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I've had previous instances where I felt it was clear and obvious, and I asked the ref, and he said he'll have a look, and that's basically how far it goes. I can't really keep on hammering on him to go and take a look. So I have to trust that when I ask him to have a look, that he will actually do that. And yeah, it's tough. I just try to keep the players almost in that mindset that we don't have to focus on the ref. If you're gonna leave it up to him to make a decision to call the game for us or against us, probably 80% of the time it's not going to go for us. So we have to almost play and get ourselves in such a state in the game that the ref, with one call that the ref makes, doesn't decide the game for or against us.
Thanks, guys.
Can I just follow up on that and ask you how the team reaction was when that happened last week? Whether did you have did the shoulders slump a bit, or were you quite happy with how everybody dealt with what happened?
No, so to be totally honest, not all the guys saw what happened. So let's say 3 guys came to me and said, no, we have to check the grounding. So I asked the ref to check the grounding. And after that, we just talked solutions. And I don't feel the guys slumped at all. I think we almost stepped up a notch. I think it was an early penalty. And after that, we didn't give them easy entries into our 22 at all. So no, I don't think the guy or that decision affected the guys in any way. Maybe switched us even more on as a team.
And can I also just ask Eva what kind of avenues you have after the game if something like that happens in one of your games? Does the URC actually allow you to, take it through certain channels, or are you expected to just let it go?
Yeah, there is formal channels. So there is we can send footage to the URC. They have a look. They give us feedback. So there is formal channels. I think it's your previous question to Berger is probably more important. Is how the team reacts to it. That then afterwards, getting a yes or no or right or wrong, or so the reaction of the team in the moment is probably for us currently more important than getting the review process afterwards. We all humans, all make mistakes, all make errors. So I mean, like I said, I didn't say that to make a thing about the referee. I said it in terms of, I think our defense is busy stepping up, and as Berger said, I think our reaction after that incident was actually very positive and good.
Hey, gents, we have to wrap it up now. Is anything else? Final question before we release the guys? Going once, twice. Everyone happy?
Thank you, James. All the best.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
everyone.
guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks,